So I had a really special relationship when I was in high school. That's too specific. Hey YouTube, welcome to the second episode of Memories, a show where I talk about some of my good or bad memories that have made a huge impact on my life, and every month there's going to be a different theme, and since this month is February, the theme is going to be love. Originally I was going to do a joke theme and talk about embarrassing stories or something unrelated to love because I wasn't really feeling Valentine's Day this year, but today is the 7th, and with Valentine's Day approaching, I'm starting to get more and more into the spirit, so I thought it'd be fun if I shared some stories. In my life, as I know right now, I feel like I've been in love 5 times, so I'm gonna tell a story from each of those 5 experiences, and I'm not gonna say anything specific, so no one has to be worried about anything. Story number 1. This person and I actually started dating on the 13th of February, and it was cool because it was raining that day, and so we were in like the cafeteria section of the school, and we were just hanging out because I had to go to dance practice right after. And the day of Valentine's Day that year was actually on Saturday, and we had a competition that day, so I couldn't spend Valentine's Day with that person. I'll always remember how nervous I was bringing the courage to ask the person out, and the person and I established that we liked each other, so I shouldn't have been nervous, but I think because I was whatever age I was, that it made me, gave me butterflies, so to speak. Story number 2. This person shared a childhood book with me one day when I came over to that person's house, and it was really sweet because the book reminded the person of their own life, and the person shared it with me and told me like, oh, this is my favorite book and this is why, and it meant a lot to me that the person would share something so personal and meaningful with me at such a time. It was really perfect. So story number 3. So one time, me and this person started hanging out, and we weren't dating at the time, but I'll always remember this night because it was so special. It was Halloween actually, and we went into Torrance, which is where I used to live, and we walked around this school and we went trick-or-treating, and there was a lot of scary people, but there was also a lot of like old nice people that I could get candy from, and me and this person had a really cool hangout, and that's something that's always going to be memorable to me because it was so nice. Person number 4. I think there are so many memories with this person, and one that I always look back on is this one time we went to downtown. We wanted to go to the Disney concert hall because they have a garden type thing on top, and it was closed at the time, so we couldn't get in, but we ended up walking around a little bit, and it was maybe like 10:30 or 11 at night, so all of downtown pretty much was empty, and the only people who were walking around were either people like us who were wandering, or homeless people, or just people who were working late. So it was almost like the city was empty, and it was really cool to just be in the middle of Los Angeles and be with one person and just talk about whatever you wanted to and be as loud and obnoxious as you wanted to be, and even still a caution tape, So that's a very personal memory for me. Person number 5. So this person, one time we went to the Grove, and we ended up going to, I believe it was a Barnes & Noble bookstore, and we were just walking around looking at the toys and looking at the books. She was a good distraction from school because I was really stressed out at the time, and she definitely went out of her way to make me feel comfortable or to make me feel happy, and I really appreciate the time that we spent at the Grove and on our dates. So that's it. 5 stories. They weren't good stories at all. I think I might not even put this video up, or I might not publicize it, but sorry if this video was a little bit cryptic. Of course, these stories are very personal to me, so I don't want to say too much, and I don't want to embarrass the people I was with just in case for some reason, I don't know. So I didn't want to get too specific in any certain stories, but I really do think that the 5 people that I mentioned and the 5 stories really have a strong significance in who I am and who I have become. So I'm glad I could have these memories, and I'll probably reflect on them continuing through this Valentine's Day season, if it is a season now. I don't even know, but I hope you enjoyed this video. You probably didn't get anything out of this. This is more for me, but of course, I'm Matt, and this has been Memories.